are welcome back to my channel. It's been a minute. It's been a hot minute. Yes, you guys, I think this video is going to be a long one, so I would suggest you grab yourself some snacks, some drinks, because I'm going to be giving you an update on what's been up and talking about nutrition, feeding my now 1-year-old baby boy. Welcome back to my channel, guys. If this is your first time here, thank you so much for stopping by. Please do well to hit that subscribe button. If you are a returning subscriber, you guys know I got love for you. Thank you so much for coming back. Please like this video if you do, which I'm sure you would. Anyways, let's get straight into the video. It's gonna be long, like I said, so I just want to hit my points, bam bam bam, so that we don't waste too much time. Okay, so my son turned 1 last Saturday, which was 22nd of August. Woo! Yes, he turned 1 year old, and I'm so blessed. I'm so happy. It's been one amazing year of learning so much of a lot of things. So just as a quick update, let me also mention, if you guys hear any knocking sounds or anything like that, like I always say, there's construction going on around me. It's not ending anytime soon. It's like a huge estate or something that they're building, so it's not ending anytime soon. So I had planned that I was going to do film behind the scenes of everything I was doing leading up to his birthday, like our photo shoot. I planned on baking his smash cake, just really being hands-on with everything and showing you guys the whole process. But unfortunately, 2 weeks before his birthday, he fell ill. He just started having temperature, and we didn't know what it was. His temperature had risen till about 38.7 or something. We took him to the hospital. They did all the tests, blood tests, checked his blood count, did one CFP or something test for infection. Anyway, malaria and all that. He was fine. All that was clear. He didn't have any of that. So the doctor said he probably had a viral infection, but he didn't have any cold. He didn't have any cough. He wasn't having runny nose and things like that. But the doctor said yes, some viral infections don't come with those symptoms, but I should look out for a rash. So some days after, I did see a rash which cleared in 2 days. I used my Aloe First. I've talked about it before. I'll probably put a picture. My Aloe First spray on him, and heat rash powder. That's what I used on him, and it cleared. So yeah, that happened. Even on his photo shoot day, oh my god, it was a huge mess. In fact, that day was the worst because we had to journey through the traffic from where we live to where the shoot happened, the photographer's studio, and it was just crazy. He was throwing up. He wasn't keeping any food inside, and so we basically went to the hospital 2 different times. The first time we went, and then the day after the shoot, because he was throwing up, and I was just worried that he would be dehydrated, but he was fine. And yeah, so that's why I wasn't able to do a lot. I wasn't able to bake the cake. I wasn't able to film a lot like I had planned to. But I'll put some clips. Here and there. I planned to, I did my makeup myself. I planned to show you that. I did my hair myself. I planned to, I just wanted to show you guys behind the scenes, my planning and everything, like I said, but it was just crazy. I was dealing with too much at the same time, so I couldn't really do that. But the few clips I have, I'll insert now. Lola, the boy.
Diola, you look so cute.
This is like off-white. You like this base?
Okay, that's fine.
Let me see.
Through the town,
Play
the
song.
wheels
Lola
on the
Adekola
bus
pictures.
go
Play song on your
round
phone,
and round,
please. Play song on your phone.
round and round. You guys, Diola is trying to get his strength so that we can continue the shoots. We had to stop. It's so hard to get a sick baby to do a photo shoot. Today was, he tried to cooperate, but he was really tired. He threw up several times. Nothing was staying in his stomach. Breast milk, baby yogurt, his cereal. Oh my god. Yeah, but he tried. At least we got at least 1 or 2 pictures of each of his outfits and sets, you know. See, now he's playful, but he was, and because it wasn't, you know, someone he was used to. If I had known, could have just done a home, what's it called, like, would have requested home service. It would have just been the best. Like, I couldn't even capture, you know, clips of different looks that I just wanted to show you behind the scenes. It was impossible, because like after each shot I have to carry him, put him to the breast, because he was crying, he was so cranky. Like, it wasn't a good shoot at all. But I mean, we still got good pictures, but it could have been better, because my baby is not a cranky baby. He doesn't cry, he's very cheerful, he's very happy all the time, you know. But obviously he's not feeling too well. So his birthday came and it was beautiful. It was exactly what I planned. If you want to see a video, I didn't film any of that. If you want to see, you know, how that day went, you can check my sister's channel. She vlogged the day from her own perspective, and it's on her channel. I'll put a link below to that so you can watch that video to see how everything was. It was really beautiful, you know. Just few friends, family came around, and just to mark it, I mean, because we couldn't do like a huge party like people would normally do, but I loved the way it was. Like, I wouldn't have wanted anything more. Anything more would have stressed me out, stressed him out as well. And he was such a good, you know, well-behaved boy that day. He wasn't cranky, he wasn't crying, he was just really good, because he was at home, so he was in, you know, a space he's used to. He ate when he was supposed to eat, he took his naps, and, you know, while everything was going on, so he was good. That's what's been going on, you know. Party planning, dealing with his short illness that he had and all that. So yeah, that's why I've been away, and I'm back now. I was exclusively breastfed for 6 months, and, you know, we started solids at 6 months. And solids means, you know, he started taking his cereal, like baby cereal, fruits and veggie purees and all those things, and he was excellent. Like, he was a champ. He is a champ. He was taking everything really well. Like, there was nothing I made that he refused, as long as it was, you know, well pureed, it wasn't too textured and things like that. And he was great. I was excited. I was like, yes, this boy is doing really good. And I started with, just in case you're wondering, I started with rice cereal, baby Gerber rice cereal, and then I gave him avocado puree, avocado and apple. I would do banana and oats, like regular oatmeal. I would cook it and then blend it with some bananas, add his formula to it, you know, give him that. I would do like squash and carrots. I would do like green peas and maybe carrots. I would do like rice and, you know, just really healthy things. I'm not a nutritionist, I'm not a dietitian, I'm not a professional in this in any way. I'm just a mom that really wants to feed her child the best foods, nutrients dense foods, and I go seeking for information. So I follow a lot of pages, I read a lot of articles, I Google a lot of things, you know, to make sure that I'm feeding this boy right. You know, thanks to my friend Okpe, she's also, if you want to get a lot of information about like nutrition and just other things, you can follow her on Instagram. She's always, you know, putting up stuff on her stories. So she also talked about baobab powder that is packed with vitamin C. I have baobab powder, I have date powder that I mix with like some of his veggie purees sometimes, you know, like the list goes on and on. Like I started introducing even beef, like minced meat with rice pureed up, because that's packed with iron. Even green leaf like ugu, like spinach, I blend with like the veggie purees I make for him. Like just things that are really, really nutrient dense and have all the, you know, food groups that you need for a balanced diet. So we're doing that, and he was really taking everything really good up until about 10 months. He started refusing being fed, and I was like, is he okay? You know, I was like checking. Okay, so when things like that happen, when he's refusing to sit in his high chair to eat, is either he has a dirty diaper, or you know, maybe he's just not comfortable, maybe he wants water instead of the food at that time, maybe he wants a toy to hold and just, you know, play with while he eats. Although I try to limit that so that he doesn't get used to that. Even TV while eating, I try to limit that as well. So like I just checked to see, okay, is he does he have a dirty diaper, does he want to play, does he, all those things, and you know, everything was good, but he just wasn't taking the food. Like he was refusing to be fed. He would, you know, struggle, turn his head around, like. And other moms, like 2 other moms, my friends, have also, you know, also like corroborated this with me about their own kids. And I even saw online, I had to now start researching, you know, that children at that age, 10 months and, you know, plus, it could be at anywhere from 10 months to like a year and a half, start to refuse being fed because they want to, you know, feed themselves. And I was like, okay, they want to feed themselves. So I started getting really frustrated because he was refusing the like purees I make, but he was taking to his cereals a little bit more, like his oat cereal or his TomBrown. TomBrown is a mix of guinea corn, soybean, sometimes fonio, peanuts, what else? It's a mix of a lot of grains, like whole grains, that is roasted and then ground into powder, and then you just cook like a porridge and serve with milk. I also make it into like swallow. I'll talk about that anyway. So he was taking to that a little bit more, so I stopped the purees I was making. I was giving him all those, you know, and I made sure I was giving him yogurt. Of course, he's still breastfeeding, so we're doing all that till for like 2 weeks. Although it was still a struggle for him to take the spoon, like he would move his head, and I didn't want to force feed him. But what would happen was he would be hungry and he would be so fussy and whiny, and then he'll be pulling my top because he wants to breastfeed because he's hungry. But then this breast milk is not going to, you know, sustain, like it's not going to fill you the way food will. So I had to sort of force him, but not really force. Maybe I'll insert a clip just to show you, like kind of nudge him, like help him open his mouth a bit. Sometimes it could be really messy, like he will be like struggling. No. Sometimes I'll leave him be for a bit. I'll come see. I'm saying it now as if it was just so easy, like I was just doing this and that. It was such a struggle, and the reason why it really bothered me was because, you know, they eat so little because their stomachs are small, and that's why their foods need to be nutrient dense, and that's why they can't just be eating any kind of nonsense like an adult would. You know, I can eat a donut, I'll eat an apple later, I'll eat a banana later, maybe I'll eat some rice with vegetables. So I'm getting nutrients from different places because I'm eating all that different things. But because their stomachs are so small, they eat only little, so you can't afford to be giving them ribena or like candy, or things that will not really add to the nutrients that they need. That's why the foods have to be nutrient dense and as nutritious as possible in the little amounts that they are going to consume. So it was really bothering me because we were sort of depending on breast a lot, and he was breastfeeding a lot more. Oh my god, in the night, because he won't eat a lot before for his dinner, through the nights he would wake up maybe like 4-5 times to breastfeed. This happened maybe like a week, 2 weeks. So I started researching what to do. I spoke with my mom, of course, and my mom said it's because he's still breastfeeding. He knows that there's something to fall back on even if he doesn't eat enough of food. And yeah, that makes sense. But I mean, like, I wasn't ready to stop breastfeeding him, because that in itself, winning him is a whole nother drama on its own. So I was like, what will I do? So I started researching. I started just trying to find information on how to deal with this new behavior. Children change. Oh my god, you deal with, so in the course of this 1 year, I've dealt with so many different things at different stages, and but this was the first time he had anything to do with like his nutrition, like food and all that. So what I decided to do, and has worked, and another mom, my friend Nina, that I advised, gave these tips, she started using this, and very day she started, she saw a difference. What I decided to do was, since I knew that he wanted to feed himself, they want to do what you do. Basically, they want to imitate you. So as you're feeding him, he also wants to feed himself. He's so eager and all that. So what I started doing was, before any meal, like his breakfast, mostly just twice in a day, because that's the only time I don't got time for all this mess all the time. But so what I do is, before his breakfast, like whatever he's having for breakfast, which most of the time he has my homemade oatmeal. I boil the oatmeal, like I said, with maybe apple or pear, and then I blend with banana and serve with his formula and baobab powder. I add a little bit to it. So before that, which I know is what would fill him, I always put something like a finger food that he can just play with, or like he does eat it now. He's feeding himself a lot better than in the beginning. So I make baby pancakes. By the way, if you're not following me on Instagram, I think you should, because I share a lot of the things that I give him, the foods that I make for him, and I even have a highlight which says baby food, and I just put all my baby food ideas there and all the posts that I make for baby food, so you can go in there and check and get ideas. So I make this pancake for him, and then I just put it in the freezer. Sometimes it's toast, which he likes toast, but not really toasted bread, just lightly toasted. And I put this cheese spread on it. There's this ala cheese spread, it's really good. I put that on it, and then I cut that into like strips and put on his plate with a fruit, maybe some bananas or some grapes that I've cut into 4 like quarters, so that there's no choking hazard. Or soft pear, I cut those into like thin slices as well and put on the plate. So I just put on his plate, put him in his high chair, put the tray, and he's picking it, eating it, and I'm encouraging him. I'll come around, I'll play some, pick 1 or 2, eat with him, pick his teddy, try to feed. It's not easy. Like, you have to just do these things. Like, my friend was telling me she doesn't have time to be doing puppet things. I know it's so annoying, but if you want your child, like, that's just the way it is. I watch all these circle times, and how the teachers deal with the kids and all that. They're basically clowning with the kids all day, because that's how you do to just keep them engaged and entertained and interested in what you want them to do. If you're doing serious like you're talking to an adult, sorry, it's not going to work. So yeah, I just do all that, and then yeah, he does pick some, he eats some of it goes to the floor, some of it goes on his high chair and all that, and it's totally fine. So after a few minutes, maybe like 30 minutes, I come with his main meal, and then I, start to feed him. The first 2 or 3 spoons are always the This is literally what he does, like and then I just Diola, D-Bobo, eat your food. D-Boy is eating his food. He's a good one. He likes to clap. He likes to do the wheels on the bus, go round and round. He likes to give high fives. So I just, do all those things as we feed. Oh my lord, you guys. So we do all those things just to make him interested. So he opens his mouth. By the time he starts enjoying it, then I don't have to do all that opening his mouth. And this only started happening like after maybe a month of trying. You just have to keep trying and be consistent. That entire month before we got to this place we are now, it was a struggle. Like, open his mouth, he would cry, tears, but you have to eat. You have to eat. Like, if I say, oh, let him, eat when he's interested to eat, I will suffer it because it's my breast that will suffer it. And then he's going to be hungry and fussy all the time. But when I realized that anytime I force him, try to open his mouth and feed him, and I don't do it like punishment, I do it lovingly. I do it, as I'm doing it, I'm saying, oh, you're a good boy, deep boy, singing to him and all that. He may cry through it, but after a few spoons, when he's getting full, I notice that he starts to play, he starts to laugh, even when his dad is there, he does jokes, like, just to get him to eat. Oh my god. Moms, parents, like, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. It's not easy, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's rewarding. And you know what I just think about all the time when I go through these things is, I'm so grateful that I'm not, doing a 9 to 5, that I have to leave my child with like a minder or a help or somebody and be thinking, oh, I hope they're feeding him well, I hope he's not frustrating the person, I hope the person is not spanking him, all those kinds of things that you'll be worried about if you're not there. I'm just like, thank you, Lord, that at least I am here to deal with this by myself. So I'm going to do everything that I can. Like, the fact that I'm here, I'm grateful for. So I'm going to make use of this opportunity and just take everything in. And it's hard, but him being hungry is even harder to watch, So that's what basically we started doing, and that is working. So we're back to our fruit and veggie purees. We're back to our so now it's not just fruits and veggies, it's like actual food, but then I puree it. Like, the last thing we made was lentil with rice, with green beans, with spinach, with plantains. So I was telling my friend that anytime I see foods now, I just don't see the food, I see the nutrients in them. Like, what's he getting from this, what's he getting from that? And then I also think about, if I was eating it as an adult, okay, I can eat, it's like lentil and rice is like rice and beans, and then plantain is like fried plantain, and maybe with vegetable soup, that's like the spinach, maybe with some other veggies, that's like the peas. And then I have my garlic and ginger paste that I also include. Then I use natural spices, coriander, turmeric, a little black pepper. Then I have this veggie stock that I get from Aga's Whole Foods, this Whole Food company anyway. So like all these things with oil, with olive oil, sometimes I use butter. And that was the last thing I made. And I just puree it, blend it, put them in his freezer bowls. And every time it's time for lunch, that's his lunch for this week. We just pick one and, warm it up. And he eats it. So, yeah, so basically that's what we've been doing. Then for dinner, my friend Owen gave me a great tip. Like, this tip, I know it's like swallow is a Nigerian thing and all that, and I'm grateful that we have that because our babies love swallow. The tip Owen gave me was that anything I want to give him for dinner, I should just make it into swallow. I should just make it into swallow and feed him with, you know, soup. So TomBrown, I talked about TomBrown. TomBrown is nutrient dense, and I prefer TomBrown to pap because pap is, you know, the grain has been grounded and then fermented, and then they basically take out the starch from it and the chaff is thrown away. But TomBrown is like the whole grain. The whole grain is roasted and ground into like fine powder. So you just cook it and you have like whole grain. That's why I love it. And it contains a lot of grains. Like I said, there's guinea corn, there's soybean, there's peanuts, there is millet. Sometimes there is plantain powder, and then I have this banana powder as well. I think I'm going to do another video and show you guys just different things that I use, you know, so that all these things I'm mentioning, you understand them. And I would also include the name of the company where I get my TomBrown from, and banana powder actually is my cousin. She makes them herself, so I do stock some of them for her. So if you're interested in the TomBrown banana powder, she also sells fonio, she sells corn flour for like tuwo, like swallow, corn swallow. If you want any of that, let me know. You can DM me on Instagram. My Instagram name handle is going to be on the screen. Yes, so I make TomBrown into swallow. I also make poundo potato, you know, the lamb western poundo potato that is very popular now. I make that into swallow. I make rice powder into swallow. I make oatmeal powder into swallow. So all those things, I'll make them as swallow, like cook them on fire, make it thick like swallow, but of course soft enough for him. And I feed him that for dinner with the ewedu soup. And oh my god, what a hit. All our food struggles are slowly coming to an end. Yes, I let him, like I said, I let him feed himself sometimes for breakfast and lunch. That's what we do. I'll put like something in his front, finger foods that he can, not snacks, not biscuits, no, like fruits or like pancakes or like toast or something like that he can just pick and eat and get him in that groove of, you know, food is coming. I'm so happy where we are now, and I hope these tips have helped someone out there. And I think I should end this video now before it gets too long. Okay, so if you guys want me to do any videos about, like, I'm going to do what I feed my son in a day. I'm going to do a video about that and share with you guys. I'm also going to do a video to show you like the range of things that I have that I feed him, you know, that I used to make food and feed him. Whew, I feel like I'm talking a lot, but if there's anything that you want to know, or any video you want me to film as regards, you know, feeding your child and things like that, please let me know. I'm happy for where we are at right now. I know children change a lot. I don't know what the next, you know, stage is going to bring, but where we are at right now, from 10 months when he was, you know, really refusing being fed, to where we are right now, I'm really grateful. And these are the things that I have done and have worked. And I'm going to end the video now. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next one.